Am I the a-hole for not moving out of my apartment so my brother can have it? I, 23 female, have an older brother, 32. I moved out of my parents' house earlier than him and find a small place for myself that is really close to my job. The place is not the biggest, it's a one-bedroom apartment, but it is enough for one person and rent is very cheap, so I'm extremely happy with it. I put a lot of work into it and made sure it's my little happy space. So the 23-year-old figured out rent, bills, and independence, but the 32-year-old is still living in his childhood bedroom? Fascinating. Recently, my brother started staying over now and then. I don't have a problem with that. He works the night shift and my place is also closer to his job than my parents' house. The problem began when he started bringing more and more of his stuff to my place. He brought his PS4, started gaming in my living room, and is overall just being a terribly inconsiderate guest and treats me like our mom. The entitlement of being a guest but acting like a co-tenant without paying any rent, that's a settlement red flag. I brought this up with my parents and my dad suggested I should let my brother live there and get myself a new apartment. He said I should look for a bigger place because my brother makes less money and he could afford my place and I could find something better. I'm sorry, the solution is to move out from the apartment you found, you paid for and decorated, so your 32-year-old brother can have it? It's giving, we don't want to parent him anymore, so you do it. But I don't want a bigger apartment. I have no plans to have a family or partner where would need anything more than one bedroom. And I put so much work into personalizing my apartment that this feels so unfair. My parents said I'd be an for both kicking my brother out now for staying over and not giving him the place. Is that true? I think your parents had too much Delulu lemonade. First, no, you're not an for not wanting to give away your own apartment. Also, you're not kicking him out, you're declining to adopt him. It's not the same thing. It's interesting how the pressure is on the 23-year-old to be flexible and not on the 33-year-old to be independent. You are having your own place, you are paying your own bills, your parents cannot tell you what to do anymore. Edit with some additional info. My brother does not pay rent to me. He used to stay here for only a couple of days, but it's been turning into weeks. Edit 2. I did contact my landlord as for today. She hasn't responded yet, but she's nice, so I hope she'll understand my situation. Also, additional info. I didn't know my parents or my dad would react like this. I thought he'd help me talk to him. We don't have a bad relationship. I am trying to figure out why he thinks my brother should have my apartment too, but my dad hasn't been responsive since the conversation. It's a very good move that you reached out for your landlord. You might gonna need their help. Your parents' reaction, especially your dad's, is confusing. You expected support, not, oh, give him your apartment. That is wild to ask you to do. It's understandable you feel blindsided. Relevant comments. Does he even pay for utilities or food? Did he with your parents? It's been a while since I asked, but I think he paid a bit of rent to my parents. He doesn't pay for anything when he stays here. How is he not embarrassed? He is 32, taking advantage of his 23-year-old sister. We have different diets, so he doesn't want to eat what I eat. I'm vegan. And buys takeout for himself when he stays, but he doesn't grocery shop or anything, given I've never asked that of him. The audacity. He didn't even need it to bring his own food. He could contribute and adjust. But no, takeout for me, thanks. And I won't buy to my sister because why would I? More info. I tried talking to my brother, but he keeps claiming that he isn't staying and that it's only for a few days or weeks, but he keeps bringing clothes. And his personal stuff recently, he's been clearing out a space in my closet for himself. My dad helped me move in, so we talked openly about rent and stuff. Clearing out space in your closet without asking is insane. I think he's only saying that he's not moving in, he's just staying for a little bit because he doesn't want to pay you anything. You wouldn't want to charge someone for visiting, right? His behavior is sneaky and disgusting. And I cannot believe that your parents are on his side. People point out the toxicity of the family dynamics. I mean, you're not wrong. I'm realizing that the more I read the comments. It's hard to realize, but yeah, they are screwing me over. My brother always had an excuse for not finding a place. He mostly claims the current market makes it near impossible. So, how did you manage to find a place then? It is impossible, right? You must be a magician or a superhero. But I understand that those are all parts of his excuses. I know I come across as someone with no backbone from all my comments, but I genuinely am overwhelmed with everything going on. To me, you are getting across as someone who is very young and getting bullied by her own family to do whatever they want. The best what you could do right now is to take a break from all of them. I know it's sad, but they are not on your side. And you don't have to deal with this. Update. Hi, first I want to say thank you for all the encouragement in the comments of my last post. It took me longer to deal with this than I expected, but finally, I think I found a solution. Several people asked for an update, so here it is. Honestly, it doesn't matter if it took long. All that matters if you are happy with the solution you found. I attempted to talk to my father again, but at this point, I'm assuming that a lot of the comments were right about them just wanting me to deal with my brother in their place. I took time off my work schedule to pack his together and waited for him to crash here after work again, since I still needed the key back. He should have never had a key of his own, but I digress. Looking back, probably not the best move, but I was stressed and tired. It was an awful fight, but it did end up with him eventually leaving my apartment and returning my keys. The reason I didn't get the locks changed is because my landlord reminded me that this could be very expensive and she wouldn't cover the cost for me. It's been several days and my brother has not contacted me since, nor attempted to enter my apartment. I am still considering changing the locks and might do so soon with my landlord's permission and covering the cost myself. But it seems like I have my space back. I'm so happy for you, OP. You set boundaries, you took action, and your apartment is back being yours. That's huge, even if it was stressful. The thing that really bothers me is how my relationship with my parents suddenly suffered so much from this. My initial reaction when I asked them to help me throw out my brother and my dad responding with the apartment switch was that they couldn't be serious. Apparently, they were. My mom did talk to me this week and said since I'm on good terms with my landlord, I could figure something out. It's completely ridiculous and almost comically evil at this point. I told her that that's not how renting a space works. I don't even know if this pure entitlement or ego doesn't matter though. I decided to lower contact with them over this until they find out what they did wrong. Honestly, I'm very impressed how self-aware you are. I'm glad that Reddit was there for you to help. Your reaction is valid. Your apartment, your space, your rules. Regardless if they do or don't, my family are not the main characters of my life, and I'm done with being a doormat to them. It took some encouragement to stand up for myself, and I want to thank everyone who gave it to me. Honestly, reading this makes me so proud of you. You realize your life isn't about being a doormat to anyone. And finally, you are putting yourself first. You are the main character now. It feels amazing, right? Am I the a-hole because I called my husband out for repeatedly crossing boundaries we agreed upon? Background. My husband is an avid gamer, and so am I. He is huge into World of Warcraft and has 3 dedicated nights a week to raid. Mind you, this is carved out uninterrupted time, 4+ hours each of those nights. Honestly, that is pretty normal if you're playing World of Warcraft. The only thing that is a little bit weird for me that I never been in a guild where we took more than 3 hours for a raid time at once. Sure, when it's a completely new raid, maybe it makes sense. But when you're clearing out the same dungeon for the 50th time, I don't think 4 hours is needed. We agreed upon this while we were dating, and I have honored that agreement even now, 5 years into marriage with a 2-year-old and a baby on the way. The issue arises that after having our first child, I pretty much gave up gaming altogether to balance work and parenting, while still honoring his 3 nights a week agreement. Except now it's those 3 nights plus anytime new content releases. Or another game comes out that he wants to play that's not World of Warcraft, or his friends ask him to go on, etc., which is nearly every day lately. Okay, let's pause. So what exactly are the sacrifices he did to start a family? There are two things that can be true in his situation. 1, he should have never started a family. 2, he should have sacrificed some time to spend with his family or help you out. What do you mean when you say you completely gave up gaming, while basically his 3 nights a week turned to be 7? Unfortunately, this is a skill issue. You married a man-child. We literally plan everything around those 3 nights a week to include family time, and he has quite often lately taken over family time to squeeze in more gaming. Not to mention, I pretty much never get any gaming time myself, because I don't want our 2-year-old to feel left out with both of her parents gaming for hours at a time. When he finally does decide to participate in family time, he pouts when we don't immediately shower him with affection or seem grateful. Seem grateful? He should feel grateful that you're still not left his ass. I'm sorry, but people like this should never start a family. It's not fair to expect all of the work from your partner while you are being an absent father sitting in the room. What did he expect when you guys decided to have kids? That life can look exactly the same and he could do whatever he wants just before he was a father? This reminds me when my mom told me when I was younger, not everybody deserves to be a father. You shouldn't start a family with any man, only if you find the right one. I mean, I don't want kids, so I'm never gonna have this issue. I'm sad that your husband didn't realize if he wants this life for himself, then he cannot have kids. And now you're carrying the world's weight on your shoulders alone. He also complains and pouts the entire time anytime I suggest we leave the house to get our 2-year-old daughter some interaction with other kids. She does not go to daycare. Or he will start an argument so he can say he is going to stay home since he is upset, or back out of the outgoing altogether. Then I, not wanting to disappoint our daughter who has been looking forward to an outing, have to take her alone whilst he stay home and games. I am 6 months pregnant, by the way. You throw out the whole man. Opie, I really hope that you have family who can help you through this. This guy never gonna change and he never gonna get better. Get out now, because later it will be harder. Then he acts hurt when I don't want to kiss, hug on him, or offer him when I explain to him that I have been feeling like we were second choice. Then he just denies that he games that much and throws the fact that he cooked, cleaned, or did dishes in my face as a "see, I am a good husband" trump card. Sir, that does not mean you are a good husband. It only means that you are doing basic adult stuff. Everybody does those things after they reach the age 8. Are you expecting a trophy, or what do you want? I realize that he has needs and that he needs to unwind, but it seems as if he prioritizes his needs and wants above everyone else in the household, and then accuses me of basically calling him a bad husband and mopes around, or retreats to his game room every time I bring it up. Am I the a-hole? Honestly, the fact that you're actually still there, it makes you an a-hole towards yourself. If your husband wants to keep his family together, there needs to be huge, immediate changes. You guys gonna have 2 kids together soon. He cannot just sit there and pretend like nothing ever changed, like he can have the same amount of free time or even more than before. That is insane. He is taking advantage of you on the maximum level. So you have to decide it to yourself. How long are you gonna stay and take that behavior? And just for clarification, we both work and we both wanted children. We have a 2-year-old and I'm currently pregnant with our second. It was always fascinating to me how some men want kids, but not the lifestyle changes that comes with kids. They just want vibes and a legacy. And then all the work is pushed on the mom. And this is one reason I will never have kids. I would much rather set myself on fire than have a life with a deadbeat piece of like this guy here. I have never had a problem with the 3 nights a week because it's scheduled, and it's typically starting around 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. for a few hours. And our daughter's bedtime is 7:30 to 8, and before we had kids, that was also my gaming time. Yes, I am a gamer too, but I only game when my toddler is sleeping, if I am not too tired or nothing needs to be done around the house. The problem that has arisen is that he's now taking a huge chunk of time outside of those 3 nights a week, in addition to still having that carved out time. It hasn't been happening our whole marriage. It has been happening since around October, so a few months. I do really appreciate everyone's advice/support. Honestly, I think he is just testing the water, how much more he can get away with. You were always understanding towards his wants, and now he just wanna see how far he can get. You are definitely not the a-hole in this story. If I were you, I would leave his ass. And I'm telling you as someone who used to play a lot of World of Warcraft, so I understand its system. This guy never gonna change and he doesn't deserve a family. But you and your kids deserve so much better than this. Am I the a-hole for wearing a tight dress despite my friends asking me not to? So you're telling me you're hot and your friends are jealous of you without telling me. Sorry for any possible formatting problems, I'm on mobile. That's all good, bestie, don't worry about it. 20 female and my friends 22 female and 22 female are currently on vacation. For the sake of the story, I will call them L and K. L and K and I all decided that while we are on vacation, 1 week we would go clubbing as much as possible. All of my friends know that I have a feminine sense of style. My entire wardrobe consists of pink, miniskirts, dresses, heels, and lots of jewelry. Yeah, go off diva, I love that for you. Not once has this ever seemingly been a problem with my friends, at least not that was mentioned directly to me. Why would that ever be a problem to anyone? You're an adult, you can wear whatever you like. When you go clubbing, most people tend to wear tight outfits, so my suitcase was packed with several outfits meant for clubbing. Last night, after spending our day by the pool, I started googling clubbing places near us and broached the topic of starting our first night partying. All seemed excited, so we all headed up to our room to start getting ready. I was just about done with my makeup and hair when I grabbed the dress I was planning on wearing, and suddenly the mood felt extremely sour. For sake of full clarity, it was a very short pink leather dress. Ooh, that sounds amazing, and I'm sure you looked very stunning in it. And probably that's your friend's problem. Kay spoke up and mentioned that I should probably pick another outfit. Absolutely the not. I asked her why, and she said since we're all going together, none of us should try to outdo each other. That is so ridiculous and childish. When I'm with friends, I want them to look their absolute best. I explained that I'm not trying to outdo anyone and just liked my dress. I sided with her, saying that I was clearly trying to one-up the both of them and was acting like a pick-me. And both of them acting like being afraid nobody's gonna pick them if you are gonna be there. Those girls are not your friend, they are insecure little I told them I am wearing the dress no matter what, and I was sure they would look just as if not more beautiful than me in their outfits. Why do I highly doubt that? They barely talked to me for the remainder of getting ready and split up from me the moment the Uber dropped us off. It's probably for the best. It's Tuesday and they are still being cold/short with me. I kinda want to go home, but I'm curious if I'm being an overdramatic. Am I the a-hole? You are definitely not the a-hole. This is nothing more than jealousy. Unfortunately, they are 2 against 1 here. So there is nothing much you can do. You can decide to don't give a and you just enjoy your time there. Or you can just leave and go home. Edit. Even if you don't agree with how they handled it, please refrain from overly harsh insults towards them. Nobody is perfect, and hurling insults towards/about them does not make it any better. Wow, you are a way better friend to them than they are to you. But girl, this is Reddit. Some people gonna go ham no matter what. Edit 2. I'm seriously considering going home. I got up this morning and when I went to get dressed after my shower, I found that several of my clothes has been vandalized. What the actual 2 of my tops have been torn, a skirt of mine is completely butchered, a couple of my dresses look like they went through a wood chipper, and a pair of my heels has toothpaste squirted into the base. Both of them are denying they did it. Then who did it? The Tooth Fairy? Like, these girls are not just jealous of you, they hate you. If I were you, I would take them to small claim court. Because this is insane behavior. What do you mean you destroy other people's stuff because you're jealous of them? Honestly, I'm just beyond crushed that they did this to my clothing and don't even have the nerve to admit it. It genuinely makes you want to cry. Who needs enemies when you have friends like this around? Nobody deserves to be treated like this. Stop being their friend. You are 20. Go and get new people around you. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stories. If you did, please subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I reply them all and see you in the next one.